Good morning. When I have a bad hair day, I have a bad hair week. So it is up and it may fall down. We'll see what happens. It's Friday, y'all. Hi. Get you some coffee, a cold drink, a warm drink, and come join me. It's Friday, y'all. Let's see what we can get into. Before I get started, let me get Ryder a treat. Treat. Sit. Good boy. Good boy. Okay. So, you're going to hear my washer in the background. I apologize. I'm still doing some laundry. And what are we going to get into today? Well, I dehydrated some more eggs in the dehydrator. So, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grind some of those up. And then I'm going to hydrate 2 of the eggs, the egg powder, once we've ground it up. And then I'm going to make banana bread. And then I'm going to see what whoops, let me go ahead and put on my do not disturb. Sorry, I'm running behind this morning. But it is me, it's real life, it happens as it happens, when it happens. And it is just me. So here I am. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Friday, y'all. So first thing, let me get my hands washed and we'll get started. So I'm going to turn you around here a little bit. I hope you had a good week. Mine's been pretty productive. And I'm still rotating my freezer, so that's why I'm doing the banana bread today. I wanted to do it because I had frozen 3 bananas whenever I did my banana bread the last time, so I thawed those out. And I'm going to go ahead and put those in a strainer and drain any juice off of them real quick. So that's going to be the first thing I do. I'm going to go ahead and put these in a strainer and strain off any extra juice because I had frozen them. Okay. So while those are straining, hi ma'am, good morning, how are you? I'm going to move you over here a little bit because we're going to be working on the dehydrated eggs this morning. And you can see my dehydrator here. And we did dehydrate 4 this week, and then I ground them into powder, into an egg powder. So what I'm going to do today, so I want to try out this new egg powder from the new dehydrator. I'm going to go ahead and ground up the eggs that I have in the dehydrator this morning, turn them into powder, and then I'm going to rehydrate 2 of those eggs from the powder, and then we're going to make some banana bread. So that's what I'm planning on doing this morning. So let me go ahead and then I will put 6 eggs back in the dehydrator. Now I've only been putting 2 on a tray and I set them in there for 10 hours. They hydrated very, very good. But the tray still had some extra space. So I'm going to try 3 eggs on a tray. They may even be able to hold 4, but I don't want it to be too thick because I want them to completely hydrate all the way through. So I'm going to set these off to the side. So if you're just coming in, good morning. It's Friday, y'all. Let's see what we can get into. Now this is the dehydrated eggs. I only put 2 on a tray, and as you can see, there's a lot of space. So I'm going to try and add a little bit more. And as you can see, it dehydrated very good. Nice flakes. Can you hear that? Everything looks really good. So I'm going to go ahead and brown these up and turn these into an egg powder this morning. See if I can't move my coffee out of the way. And I'm going to use the same grinder that I used the other day. And I really like this feature on this grinder. Good morning. How you doing, ma'am? I'm doing good. How are you this morning? We're just getting into a little bit of whatever is on the agenda today. I like this new grinder. It has the storage, the cord storage. You just pop it down and take your cord out. Isn't that nice? Cord storage. Good morning, darling. You are looking lovely this morning. Beauty at its finest. Oh, well, thank you so much. And I've been having a bad hair day with this weather, so I've just been pulling it up on my head. And we're getting ready to go camping. So this week is week 1 on prep to get everything ready. Hello, good morning if you're just coming in. So we're getting everything ready. I'm getting everything ready for camping. And I have 4 weeks to get everything ready. And we normally go for a long camping trips, normally a month or more. So if you go back and watch some of my lives, you're going to see some of the different things that I've dehydrated. So I can take them to camp, and that way I don't have a lot of cans to take with me. I've dehydrated vegetables. So far I've dehydrated peas, corn, and mixed vegetables. Because in a camper you have not a whole lot of room. So where am I going camping? We are going camping at a family member's because we had purchased a vehicle, and it's a really nice truck. It's a Ford, 4-wheel drive. And when we purchased it, everything looked really, really nice on the body. And of course it had the bed liner in it. And it had one of the covers that you pull, and it covers the bed. So everything looked really good in the bed. And then when my husband got up in there to, I think he went to get some mulch maybe, he noticed that the bed felt weak. So he got down and started looking up underneath, and that bed was in really, really bad shape. So we purchased a new bed for it, and it's out of Texas, so it has no rust. It's never been exposed to salt, or here in Ohio we have what's called grime for the winter roads, and it's really hard on your vehicles. So when we went down and we was going to pick up the bed, they also had a cab. So we're just going to replace the whole cab and the bed. My husband's taking it down to the frame. And so far he has the bed off, and we got all of that done last fall. What do you do while you're doing? So we're going to go back and we're going to pick back up on the truck. Of course, my husband has friends there because he's disabled. So his nephew is a welder, and he has his own company. So anything like that that needs done, and he has heavy equipment. So we go to his nephew's. And we have the camper already set up there from last fall. And we'll just go back, and my husband's going to be working on that. And then, of course, we have our Harley there. So if we want to take a day and it's nice and go for a ride on the Harley, we will. And there's a lot of different places there that I can just go out. And this is going to be my new Maltese's. Well, subscribe. I hope you're a great Have a great trip. Well, thank you. But we really enjoy the camping. And so I do a lot of cooking, of course, because it'll be myself, my husband, and then there's always his nephew and the workers that they are there for welding and different things. So I'm always cooking and doing all kinds of things around the camper. And this is my Maltese puppy's first camping trip, so I'm really excited to see what he thinks of it. So whenever I'm preparing to go camping, I know it's probably an hour, almost an hour to the closest store. So I use powdered milk, whole milk, and 2%. That way I always have milk available. And your camping refrigerators are small. So that way I always have milk available. And then, of course, I dehydrate. Hello, good morning if you're just coming in. So this is week 1. I'm getting ready because I know it's about 4 weeks for us to get ready to go camping. So I've been doing some dehydrating. I've been doing some laundry, going in my closet, taking out totes, getting different clothes ready for myself and my husband, Mr. Z. And it's kind of a strange time of the year because it's still spring, so you're going to need flannels. And then you're going to need, more springy or summer clothes for the warm days. So I'm trying to get us a variety of clothing ready. So this is week 1 prep, so I'm doing some dehydrating. And I'm doing some laundry, getting everything ready to take camping. So today, what I'm going to do, this is the new dehydrator. And I like it because it is compact. And if I want to take it to the camper, I can. And it's only, as I was showing yesterday, this is a standard toaster. So you can see it's not much taller than a standard toaster, a little longer than a standard toaster, and the front is a little longer. So if I want to take this camping with me and go to we have fresh vegetable and fruit stands, if I want to go pick up things or carrots or anything like that that I really don't have room for in my refrigerator, I can always dehydrate them. So this week I did finish dehydrating some mixed vegetables. That was about a quart that I had. And Mr. Z, my hubby, loves carrot cake. So I dehydrated shredded carrots. And these rehydrate so nice when you put them in lukewarm water and just let them set. They'll pop right back and look just like the vegetable that you dehydrated. And again, this is saving me space in the cabinet because I don't have all the cans in the cabinets. And I just have them in jars, which is rodent free for the camper. And when Mr. Z wants a carrot cake, between these two, I have enough for 5 carrot cakes. So if he wakes up in the morning and says, I want a carrot cake, all I have to do is get some out and dehydrate it and put it in the water, let it pop back to normal, and make Mr. Z a carrot cake. So this is what I'm working on week 1, getting ready to go camping. And then I'll get a couple of the other vegetables that I have dehydrated. Using the new dehydrator, this is some of the corn that I dehydrated. And you can hear how nice that is. And you can see how it rolls around the jar freely. I dehydrated peas. All of these were frozen, and I dehydrated them from frozen. And then these were some fresh mushrooms. These were the white mushrooms. So these are some of the things that I am working on and getting dehydrated and ready for the camping trip. And instead of me having several cans of peas, I can just take out the amount that I want, put them in some water, let them rehydrate, and I have peas. I have corn, mixed vegetables, and then if I want to use mushrooms for, say, steak, and I want them hydrated, I can do the same. Or if I want to make a cream of mushroom gravy, I have my dehydrated mushrooms. And I don't have to worry about using up space in my little tiny camper refrigerator for, say, carrots and mushrooms and things, because you don't have much room in the camper refrigerator. So, this is week 1, getting ready for our first camping trip. And then this week I've been working on the eggs. And I just scrambled the eggs, and then I whisked them up, put them on my tray, put them in the dehydrator, 10 hours. And you can see that it's nice flakes. I hope you can hear that. And then I'm going to put those in my grinder, my new grinder, and I'm going to turn those into egg powder. And that way I have egg powder in the refrigerator for if I want to make scrambled eggs or if I want to use them for baking. And this is what we're going to do today. We're going to grind some more of the eggs that I dehydrated. And then I'm going to rehydrate 2. And then I'm going to turn that into 2 loaves of banana bread this morning. So that's what we're working on today. If you give me just a second, I'll be right back. And if my dog starts to bark here in a little bit, my husband's nephew is coming to look at our central air. When we turned it on, it just doesn't feel as cool as it should. So before the weather gets any warmer, we want to go ahead and have someone come in and check it. So he's supposed to come this morning. I'm not sure what time. So if he does come, you're going to hear some barking. So I apologize ahead of time. But here, it's real life. It happens when it happens, as it happens. We don't try to make things look better than they are. So, I'm going to have a sip of coffee, and I'm going to get started. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to ground up some of these eggs. So let me see if I can move you a little farther back. So you can see what I'm doing. Hopefully you can see that okay. And I'm using the new grinder. And I just want a grinder for nothing but my herbs and any of my powders that I want to turn into powders. So that's why I have just went ahead and purchased the new grinder. Sorry if you're a little lopsided. And I have my bananas draining where I had froze them. I want to make sure my hands are good and dry. They're clean. And we're going to go ahead and start with turning these into powder. Now this was 2 scrambled eggs that I scrambled with a fork and then used a whisk and whisked them up really good. So I'm going to go ahead and do both trays. I only have 2 trays. This is a new dehydrator. And before I invested in some more trays, I wanted to see what I thought of this dehydrator, how well it dehydrated for me. And I'm really impressed with this, so I am going to go ahead and purchase some more trays. That way I can do more eggs at a time. And my husband loves jerky, beef jerky. And then I give my Maltese puppy the chicken jerky. So that's going to be another project I'm getting ready to start in the dehydrator. and I'll see what I think of it. And 2 eggs fits in here really good. But as you've seen, the tray is not real full. So I think I'm going to try and put at least 4 eggs on a tray the next time. It may take a little longer to dehydrate. And then I'll just put in the grinder the amount that I want ground at each time. And my puppy does not like this sound, so we'll see what he thinks of it. He's getting used to all the new sounds. So if that's a little loud, I apologize. And I'm just using burst. This was the new grinder, so I am also doing a review on the Hamilton Beach grinder, and I really, really like this grinder. I like the cord storage. And I'm going to get me a bowl out, because I want to rehydrate 2 eggs. And I know that 1 tray is 2 eggs, and I'm going to need 2 eggs rehydrated for my banana bread today. And this does work really good with the dehydrated eggs into a powder. I'm very impressed with that. And hopefully you can see how nice that turned it into a powder. Now I'm going to rehydrate these 2 eggs, and I'm going to be using those in the banana bread. So I want to make sure that this is going to be something that I like to take camping, or if I need to go ahead and purchase the egg powder. So far, I'm really liking the grinder. And I know that that's 2 eggs. So there's my powder. So now I'm just going to add a little bit of water, and I'm going to rehydrate these 2 eggs, and that's what I'm going to put in my banana bread. So while I'm doing other things, that will give that time to rehydrate. And I just have bottled water. I'm just going to add a little bit. Until I get it to the mixture that I think it should be for eggs. It's still a little thick. I do like the egg powder, and I've bought it before, but I thought if I can go ahead and just use my dehydrator and do it myself, wouldn't that be awesome? And then there's days when I'm in the camper and it's raining and I really don't have a whole lot to do, so I can go in and hook up my dehydrator and work on something in the camper. That's coming back really nice. And I want it to look close to the scrambled eggs before they were dehydrated. Wow, those are coming back so nice. I hope you can see that okay. I'm going to leave it at that and see how that does. And then if I need to add a little bit more water, I'll check it here in just a little bit to see if I think I need a little more water. It's really starting to look like the scrambled eggs again. Very nice. Very, very nice. Maybe just a tad bit more, not much. Hopefully you can see that. It's really starting to turn back into the scrambled eggs. And I'm going to be using 2 eggs in the banana bread. So I'm going to set this off to the side and let that finish hydrating. And I'm going to go ahead and ground my next tray of eggs. And again, you can see how nice that those dehydrated. And I did not have to rotate my trays. This is a really nice dehydrator. I'm very impressed with it. Very nice. So I'm going to go ahead and get these in there. You can hear that nice crunchy flakes, I hope. So this will be 4 eggs, 4 more eggs that I have dehydrated. And I'm going to add these other 2 to the powder that I made yesterday. And the first 2 were rehydrating to see how they turn out. So good morning if you're just coming in. It is Friday, y'all. There's always something to get into. I'm really excited about the camping. I love to camp. And this is, again, week 1 of preparation. Hello, good morning. Good morning, Jesse. I'm going to go ahead and check these, see how they're doing. Those are doing awesome. I'm very impressed, very impressed. I think I got about the right amount of water in there. That looks like 2 scrambled eggs. Let them continue to rehydrate. And we'll be making some banana bread. Remember me? Yes, I remember you, Jesse. Good morning. We are finishing some more dehydrated eggs that I did yesterday. And I'm turning them into egg powder this morning. And then I used the first tray with 2 eggs dehydrated. I put them in a bowl, added some water, and I'm rehydrating them. And I'm going to turn those into 2 loaves of banana nut bread. And I'm still working through my freezer rotation in the kitchen. So I had frozen 3 bananas. I had got 6 bananas when I did my 2 loaves of walnut bread the last time. And I froze 3 of the bananas. I peeled them and froze them. So today I'm going to be using those frozen bananas. I've let them thaw and I'm letting them drain any extra juices. And we're going to make banana bread with the frozen bananas and with the egg powder that I've dehydrated. And then I'll freeze those 2 loaves of banana bread and I will have them ready to go with me camping. And Mr. Z is really anxious to get back to camp and start working on the how long to dehydrate. I put them in for 10 hours. Now I only scrambled 2 eggs and put them on the tray because this is a new dehydrator and this is the first time I've used it for the eggs. And I can probably put 4 eggs on a tray because 2 eggs did not really cover the whole tray. But I was just running it through a test. And so far I have done 4 trays. 2 eggs on each tray, and I let them run for 10 hours. And you've seen the flakes and how nice and dry they were, and I didn't have to rotate the trays. So 10 hours was perfect, absolutely perfect. Okay, that looks really good. So here is the egg powder. And you can see how fine that is. It's very fine. And I know that 2 eggs is approximately 3 tablespoons. So when I go to make something with my egg powder, then if I need, whatever amount of eggs I need, if I need 2 eggs, I'm going to take out 3 tablespoons of my egg powder and put it in a bowl, add some water, let it rehydrate, and then use that for my cooking and my baking. Hello, Granny. Good morning. How are you? Good morning, Godzilla. Good morning. Now I'm going to go ahead and put this in this little container from the top of the grinder. And so far, I'm really impressed with the new Magic Meal Compact Food Dehydrator. And this is the new Hamilton Beach coffee grinder. And I'm really impressed with it as well. So, hopefully you can see that. And see how fine that turned out. So I'm going to go ahead and add that to the small jar. And this was a 8-ounce jar that I had cherries in. And I just washed it out and then ran it through the dishwasher, sanitized it. And I'm just using this for the small amounts of eggs that I'm doing for this test run. So I'm going to go ahead and get those in the jar. And I can get 3 tablespoons of powdered eggs for 2 of the dehydrated eggs. 3 tablespoons equals 2 scrambled eggs. So that way I'll know my measurements. So I'm going to go ahead and put 6 eggs back in the dehydrator here in just a little bit. But for now, I'm going to set this off to the side. I'm going to set this off to the side. I do like this grinder. It is doing an amazing job. And I don't want to wash this out yet. So here in a little bit, I'll use a paper towel. And I'll do like I did yesterday and just wipe everything out dry. Because I do not want any moisture in there. Because I'm going to be using it again for the next set of dehydrated eggs that I run through the dehydrator. So we're almost done with week 1. Prepping to go camping. Where has this week went? My goodness. It flew by. And I love the little storage for your cord. You just pop that down, unwind it, and you have your cord. And when you're not using it, easy cord storage. So this is the Hamilton Beach. And I really like it. It's the coffee grinder. So that's my review as well on the coffee grinder, the new coffee grinder. And I really do like it. So, thumbs up on these. And then the Magic Meal compact food dehydrator is what I'm using. And this is the model MFD 7700. And it is very compact. And I want it compact because, number 1, I live in a mobile home. You don't have a lot of storage. So it's easy for me to store. And number 2, if I want to take it to the camper, because we're going to be camping for a month or 2 months at a time. And if I want to take it and dehydrate eggs or vegetables or fruits or whatever, it's very, very compact. And I can just take it with me when I'm camping. So that's the new dehydrator, and I'm very impressed with it. So now, what I'm going to do next, hi Leva, good morning. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to make some banana bread. Some banana nut bread. And I have some bowls ready somewhere. Where did I put my bowls? So let me go ahead and move these things off to the side. And we'll see what we think of the dehydrated egg powder. In the banana bread. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on my exhaust. And I'm going to preheat my oven. I want to make sure I don't have anything in it this morning. We're all good. I put all of my iron skillets and my pizza pans in my oven. And yesterday I turned my oven on and didn't check. So this morning I checked it. Okay, so I have my little masher, and I'm going to go ahead and put my bananas in this little bowl. I've already strained them. They've been draining. And these are the 3 frozen bananas that I had from the last 2 banana nut bread that I made. So I'm just going to use my masher. I had frozen these, and then I thawed these out this morning to get them ready for the banana bread. So I needed 3 medium bananas. So there's my bananas, and you can see how nice those look, smashed up. And let me get my recipe book. So this is the recipe book that I'm using for my banana bread. Good morning. How are you this morning? I really like the recipe for the banana bread that I found in this book. And this is the Betty Crocker Christmas book. And I've had this always right inside the book whenever I purchase a book. And this was purchased in 2019, so I've had it for a while. And I absolutely love the recipes in this. It's a really good cookbook. And then what we're going to be using today is the banana bread recipe. So, I needed 3 medium bananas, and we have that crushed. I'm preheating my oven to 350 degrees. So, I'm going to go ahead and move these things here out of my way. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get my 2 baking dishes ready. So, to save a little bit of time, I went ahead and cut some parchment paper, and I want it just to be enough to cover the bottom of my pan to keep my banana bread from sticking. So I have 2, and I'm just going to lightly spray these, and then I'm going to put my parchment paper back in. And I'm going to go over to the sink to do that, so I'm going to step out of frame for a minute. I'm going to go ahead and remove these. And I'm going to go ahead and spray these. I can't wait until my kitchen is completely remodeled. Wow, what will I do with the whole kitchen? Right now, half of the kitchen is remodeled. And I'm spraying the bottom. And then I'm putting my parchment paper in. So, that way my pans will be ready when my batter is mixed up. Now I'm going to wipe off any excess grease. Spray. And that's just the Pam. Just spread it with Pam. And I'm going to set those aside. I'm checking my eggs that I've rehydrated. And those are really starting to look like scrambled eggs again. They hydrated very nice. And it hasn't been very long at all. And I just took a spoon and mixed them up. So I really think if I wanted them whipped a little better, I could use a fork or a small whisk. And those did hydrate very, very nice. Very nice. As you can see, looks like scrambled eggs. So I'm going to go ahead and set those here. I'll move them over there because I use powdered milk, and if you've been watching me, then you know I always mix up powdered milk. So I'm going to go ahead and use my jar, which has been washed and sanitized, ran through the dishwasher. And I'm going to mix up some whole milk, and I use the powdered milk as well, and I like this for camping. Again, it does, if I have whole milk in my little camper refrigerator, it takes up so much space. So I like to use powdered milk and take the evaporated milk in the cans, so that way I'm not taking up refrigerator space. And when I need milk, I've got the powder, and I really like this one. I believe this one's by Nestle, and this is the whole milk powder. Very simple to mix up. So if you already have milk, then you wouldn't have to go through this. But this is what I do when I'm camping. So I also do it here at home. So I'm going to go ahead and mix up some powdered milk and turn it into whole milk. And I need a half a cup. Now this recipe calls for buttermilk, but I don't use the buttermilk. I use whole milk. And I always write on my lid my measurements. So I need 4 tablespoons of powdered milk to 8 ounces of water. So I'm going to go ahead and mix up 8 ounces There's 1, 2, 3, so that's 4 tablespoons of powdered milk. Now I'm going to add 8 ounces of water. And I just use bottled water. So if you have whole milk, you wouldn't have to do this. But I'm just using this just like I would if I was camping. And I use this a lot for cooking, baking. And it really has a good flavor. It tastes just like whole milk. So I mixed it up real good with my whisk, and now I'm just going to shake it up real good. And that'll definitely give me my half a cup of milk. So we've got the bananas ready. We got the milk. So I'm going to go ahead and I need 1/2 cup. So I'm going to go ahead and get a half a cup of milk. I'm just getting my ingredients ready. And then I'll set this in the refrigerator. So that's my extra powdered milk, and for my next cooking or baking, I'll have some milk already mixed up. Okay, so we're just getting my ingredients ready for the banana nut bread. So I've got my 3 bananas, and I've got them mushed up. I've got the half a cup of milk. Of course, I've got some walnuts here. I have my bread pans already sprayed and lined, sprayed and then lined with parchment paper. Okay, so now I need 1 1/4 cup of sugar. So I'm going to get some sugar out. And a larger cup. And let me get out some measuring spoons and some cups. And I need 1 1/4 cup, and this is just granulated sugar. So let me go ahead and get that ready. There's 1. So 1 1/4. So there is my sugar. Just getting my ingredients ready here. Normally I have these pre-measured, but I didn't today. Then it calls for 2 eggs. So we have the 2 eggs that I rehydrated. So there will be my 2 eggs. My milk. Half a cup of milk. I need a half cup of butter. So a half cup of butter equals 1 stick of butter. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this up, put it in a bowl, and put it in the microwave. We'll go ahead and get that softened. So I'm going to move my sugar over. I need a little more room. I'm working with a kitchen that is half remodeled. And I'm going to move my milk over. And I'm going to go ahead and cut this up into smaller chunks. And then just put it in the microwave for softening it. And I'm just working a little bit at a time this morning because we are expecting someone to come look at the central air this morning. So if my puppy Ryder starts to bark, I apologize ahead of time. I'm just chunking this up into smaller pieces. And I'm going to put that in the microwave and soften that. It's a half cup. just going to put it in there for 30 seconds, and then we'll take it from there. And then I'm going to need vanilla and baking soda. So let me go ahead and get the vanilla and the baking soda. I'm going to need salt. And I'm going to go ahead and put some walnuts in a cup. Does it call for? It calls for 1 cup. So there's our walnuts. So we got our walnuts ready. So the only thing that I need now is flour. And I'm going to need 2.5 cups of flour. All-purpose flour. This is my all-purpose flour. So I'm going to go ahead and move my little cup out of there. And my little oxygen absorbers. So I need 2.5 cups. Rotate again. And this is just all-purpose flour, and I'm not sifting it. Normally I have these all measured out, but this morning I'm just going with the flow, because I'm working on other things as well this morning. Okay, so there's 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour. And this will make 2 loaves of banana nut bread. Okay, so let me move this back out of the way. Trying to keep everything to one area so I know where everything is. Okay, so now we have all of the ingredients. So it says in a bowl mix, stir in sugar and butter until well mixed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put it in with my bananas, because that is going to all be going in together. So I'm kind of cutting a little bit of a corner here this morning. So, I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to do it in my little banana bowl here. So I'm going to go ahead and add sugar and butter until well mixed in a small bowl. Okay, so here's my butter. And let me grab a whisk here. Do I have enough? Oh, there's another one. And then I'm going to add my sugar to my butter. And I'm just going to get this whisk up really good. You can see I'm just blending it really good. Good morning if you're just coming in. We were dehydrating some eggs this morning, which I had dehydrated from yesterday. We turned those into egg powder. And then, of course, since this is the new dehydrator, I rehydrated 2 eggs, 2 of the scrambled eggs, and I'm going to be turning that into 2 loaves of banana bread. So, that's what we're working on this morning. Okay, so now I have my sugar and butter well mixed. So I'm going to add that to my banana. Sorry if I'm making too much noise behind you. It's not intentional. Go ahead and get that in the sink. Now I'm going to go ahead and add my eggs that I have rehydrated. I'm going to add my milk. And I'm going to add in my vanilla. So I need 1 teaspoon of vanilla. I love the smell of vanilla. Now I'm going to just mix this up real good. So I'm going to switch these around. I'm just using a spoon to mix this all really good. This is the banana, the sugar, the milk, the butter and the vanilla. I want to get that blended real well. So we have all of that mixed really good, blended well with this spoon. So now I'm going to add that to my flour. I'm going to do my flour. This is just flour for now. I'm going to add my wet ingredients to my dry ingredients. Sorry, Ryder. I'm going to move you over just a little bit. Things around here so I can get some water in that bowl. Mama didn't mean to step on the boy. Did Mama step on the boy? Almost stepped on the boy. Okay, so the last ingredients that I need to add is my salt and my baking soda. I need 1 teaspoon of baking soda. One teaspoon of baking soda. And 1 teaspoon of salt. So how is your Friday going? It's happy Friday, y'all. We are in the weekend. Okay, now that is all of my ingredients. And I'm using a spoon. You don't want to use a mixer for this. You want to use a spoon. And you don't want to over stir this. You just want everything blended really well. So I kind of fold it a little bit, get it all mixed in together. And I really like this recipe. I've been using this one for several years. And this seems to be my husband's preferred banana nut bread recipe. And I'm sorry I didn't have everything measured out this morning. I wasn't sure what day they were coming to work on the central air, and that is going to be this morning, so I'm just playing it by ear this morning. Okay, now I don't want to over stir this, but you can see how nice that's all blended. Now I'm going to go ahead and add the cup of walnuts. I'm just going to blend those in real nice. Some people like to roll their nuts in flour before they add them, but I don't. I just add mine right in, and they do absolutely wonderful. I just want to make sure I have everything blended really good. And we'll see how this turns out with the dehydrated egg powder that I have dehydrated and then ground into powder. Very nice batter. I hope you can see that. So this is going to make 2 loaves of banana nut bread. And I have my loaves, my loaf pans ready, so let me get them moved over here. And I don't weigh these out to make it exact. I just try to eyeball it and get it as close as I can. So, let me decline that. Okay, so I'm just going to try and get this as even as I can and put half the batter into each bread pan. And they are greased, lightly greased with Pam on the bottom, lined with parchment paper. Now I'm going to go ahead and spray just a little bit of Pam on the top of the parchment paper. And then I'm going to add my batter. Hopefully you can see that. And I'm just going to try and even it up in between the two. And it's definitely not going to be perfect, but I just eyeball it. I don't use a kitchen scale and weigh everything out. I'm too old-fashioned for that. So I'll just try to get it as close as I can. I'm going to spread that out a little bit. See how close we are to being. About half in each one. Looks pretty even. Then we're going to put it in the oven and we're going to bake that for an hour. Okay. So I'm going to try and level that out a little bit. The corners don't look like they're completely filled. And yes, I use my fingers. I definitely have my fingers in it. And the dishwasher is done in perfect timing. So when I go to do my kitchen cleanup, the dishwasher can be reloaded. Perfect timing. Okay, that looks pretty even. Shake them down. And we're going to go ahead and get these in the oven. And I'm going to set my timer for 60 minutes, 1 hour. And there's another chore done. What are you making? I was making banana bread. I had some frozen bananas from where I had made banana bread before, and I had bought 6 bananas, so I froze 3. So this morning I thawed those 3 bananas out, drained some of the juice off of them, and set them to the side to strain. Then where I was dehydrating my eggs, I'm using my dehydrator here, and because it's new and I had not used it to dehydrate eggs, I had scrambled 2 trays of eggs. There was 2 eggs on each tray, and once they were done, it took 10 hours to dehydrate. Then I brought them out this morning, and I used the new coffee grinder, the Hamilton Beach, and I ground them into some more egg powder and added it in with what we did the other day on the live. And then I just added the 1 tray, the 2 eggs to this one. The second tray, I went ahead and rehydrated the eggs, and I turned it into banana nut bread. So that's what we're making this morning. So now I'm going to move you back over here so I can get some water in some of my dishes. And have a sip of coffee. So I'm going to go ahead and get some water in this to let it be soaking. So that is what I'm doing this morning. It is Friday. Friday. The weekend is here. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. There, so I can get those in there soaking. My dishwasher just finished. So here in a minute, I can go through and empty my dishwasher and put all of these in the dishwasher and do a kitchen cleanup. Okie dokie. Moving along. And again, that recipe was from the Betty Crocker Christmas cookbook. And that was for the banana bread. And I've made this recipe before online. But today I'm trying the dehydrated eggs that I dehydrated. Then I ground to egg powder, and then I rehydrated them. So I want to see what I think of all of that before I decide if I'm going to like using the powdered dehydrated eggs and then powdered, if I'm going to like the powdered egg for cooking and baking. So this is what I was making this morning, and you can see how nice that rolls, how nice and dry that powder is, and it is super fine. See if I can get a little pinch. The grinder does an amazing job. So I like the grinder, the new grinder. Works great. And then, of course, I'm using a lot of the powders. I use the powdered milk. This is the whole milk. And then I also use the powdered 2% when I'm camping and when I'm cooking and baking here at home. And I don't want to run out and get milk. I can just go ahead and mix up my own milk. And this is the Nestle's brand whole milk. And I really like it. The flavor is amazing. And everything I'm cooking and baking with it turns out absolutely amazing. So, week 1 dehydrating. We did the eggs. I did some earlier, and then yesterday, I think I ground them into powder, and then I added some more eggs in the dehydrator, and then this morning turned those into powder as well. And then rehydrated 2 eggs, and then used them for my banana bread. So I'm still working on some more dehydrating for the camper. And we did get the carrots dehydrated. The shredded carrots. So this is enough for 5 carrot cakes. I just put some out in a bowl, add some lukewarm water, let them rehydrate, and they just poof right back into fresh shredded carrots. I've done this before. I did one live before showing the rehydrated carrots and how nice they rehydrated. And then I did get the other quart of frozen mixed vegetables dehydrated. And I like the dehydrated because they're easy to store in my pantry. I don't have to take a lot of cans in the camper, so they save space and they're rodent free. So here is some peas that I've gotten dehydrated and ready for camp. Some corn, whole corn, that I've got dehydrated and ready to take. And then this is the rest of the mixed vegetables. So that gives me all of my mixed vegetables. Well, hi football, good morning. So that gives me the mixed vegetables dehydrated, the corn, the peas. Remember me? Yes, I do. And I have a quart and the smaller pint of the dehydrated white mushrooms. So I have all of these dehydrated, getting ready week 1 preparation for going camping. So getting everything dehydrated to save space. So I'm gaining. Now some of those I did dehydrate. I think the peas and corn and those mixed vegetables I dehydrated about a month or so ago. And I stored them, these 2, in some spaghetti sauce jars that I had washed and then sent through the dishwasher and sanitized. And I love these for storage for the dehydrated vegetables. I've been here for the past 3 live streams. Yes, I remember you, football. Thank you for coming back. And then the mixed vegetables, I had I think I didn't have enough of the mixed vegetables for a quart, so I did the small jar. And then I had 1 quart frozen of the mixed vegetables. Now, all of these vegetables that I dehydrated were frozen. So this will be the mixed vegetables ready to go. So the only thing I need to dehydrate would be some green beans. Some frozen green beans. So I'll have the corn, the peas, the mixed vegetables. You said by the way, you asked me if I'm 11, and I swear I am. Well, this morning we're not talking about anything other than baking and cooking. So, that's what we're doing this morning and getting ready to go camping. And the powdered eggs. And they did rehydrate very nice. I was just letting you know, okay. Okay, because this morning we're not talking about anything scary. We're in the kitchen and we're trying out the dehydrator, the new coffee grinder that I use to turn my dehydrated scrambled eggs into egg powder to take camping. And I'm trying to put everything in jars so that the mice and things don't get into it. So, week 1, we're moving right along. I do have several quart jars of the powdered whole milk and the 2%. So I have those ready to go. So let me see, what else was it I wanted to work on this morning? Okay, we do have the banana bread in baking. Cool, I hope you have fun at the camping. Oh, we love it. I love it. My husband loves it. And this is kind of a working camping trip like we did last fall. We're working, my husband's still working on our truck. And his nephew is a welder and has a business. So anything that we need done, he's right there and available and has all the heavy equipment and all of that because my husband is disabled and so am I. So hopefully this spring we will have the truck completely put back together with a new cab and new bed and have everything put back together. It's going to be a spring summer. And I'm going to continue my watching of shorts. Okay. And hopefully by the end of summer, the truck will be completely put back together. The cab, the bed, all the interior, and the truck will be in and be painted. And then be back on the road. So, wow. Is that not exciting with zero rust? Zero rust. So that should last my husband and I for many, many years to come. So that's what we're going to be doing. It's going to be a working camping trip. So I'll be doing a lot of cooking and baking and taking the new puppy out to explore the areas and see what he thinks of the camper. So we'll be doing videos with him in the camper for his first camping trip. I'm excited to see what he thinks of it. And we'll be out doing things and exploring. So, the next thing I'm going to do this morning is I'm going to go ahead and add some eggs back to my dehydrator. And I'm just going to take a paper towel and I'm just going to wipe these off real good with a paper towel because I just took these out of the dehydrator and I'm putting the same thing back in. And I don't want them wet. I don't want any moisture other than the eggs. So I'm just using a paper towel and I'm just going to wipe those down. And then we're going to go ahead and add some more eggs. And we're going to go ahead and get the dehydrator started back up again. So we're going to go ahead and get that back started again. And I'm going to go ahead and try 4 eggs on a tray this time instead of 2. Because 2, I had a lot of extra space on my tray. So I'm going to attempt doing 4 eggs per tray. So I have 6 there, and I'm going to add 2 more. And I'm just going to mix these up 4 at a time. So if you're just coming in, it's Friday, y'all, and we're just getting into whatever I need to get into this morning on our week 1, doing prep to get ready to go camping. So if you're here, welcome. We'll go ahead and start the dehydrator. And I'm going to do 10 hours. And I set it for 122. So I'm going to go ahead and get that started. So, hello, if you're just coming in. And I'm getting some more eggs ready to send through the dehydrator. We'll dehydrate them and then we'll turn them into powder the same I did the other one. And you hear me saying we. I usually have my daughter in the kitchen with me and I'll usually say we. So you might catch me saying I, we, us. It's all good. Just have it. And I want to mix these up really good. Now, once I order my other trays, I'll probably be doing these in a blender and putting them in a blender. But for now, I'm just going to be mixing them up by hand. And I'm only doing 4 at a time. And they are scrambling up really well. And now I'm going to use my whisk. Do I have a whisk? I may not have an extra whisk. It will be okay. I will just whip it up some more and scramble it. It's all good. And like I said, here it's real life, real time. We do what we do. We don't try to make it look better than it is. We experiment in the kitchen and we have fun. Ryder is adjusting to his new grooming haircut. So he does have his sweater on. But I think the weather's supposed to start warming back up again today. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get these 4 eggs in the tray. And I want these smoothed out really good. And I think that 4 eggs is going to be better because 2 eggs, I had a lot of extra space on my tray. So I just want to make sure that I'm using my tray. And I did 2 batches in the dehydrator with 2 eggs per tray. So today, I'm going to be using 4 eggs per tray. And I still have plenty of room on the tray. And I'm setting these right in the center of the dehydrator because that's all I'm dehydrating is eggs. Now I'll go ahead and get the other 4 on a tray. And all these eggs that I'm dehydrating are out of the same 18 pack. That was a brand new 18 pack whenever I started on these for the dehydrating for the powder. So that's what we are working on this morning. We're going to get some more of these going through. So that will give me, see, I did 2 trays. So that was 4 eggs. Then I did 2 more trays, and I used 1 tray to make the banana bread. So that would have been 4, 6 eggs, and then I'm doing 8 today. So that we'll see how much powder that gives me in a small jar. Again, I want to see how the banana bread turns out with the egg powder that I have made from my scrambled eggs and dehydrated, and then made the banana bread this morning. So I want to see how that turns out and see if I like this dehydrator and the dehydrated eggs. Whenever I did rehydrate them, they looked very nice. They looked almost like a scrambled egg. Pretty close. I could have maybe gotten them a little bit more liquid, but I didn't want to over liquefy them. So trial and error. Okay, so this will be 8 eggs going back in the dehydrator today. 2 more trays. And I have looked at some egg, or some trays, replacement trays, or extra trays for this dehydrator. And they are available, so I'm getting ready to order some more. I just wanted to make sure that I was going to like the product that they made. See if I like the eggs whenever they were dehydrated. And they really turned out nice. So I was very impressed with those. And I'm putting 4 eggs on a tray today instead of 2. And I think that's going to fill up my trays very nice. And we'll go ahead and get those in. And I have that set for 10 hours. And the temperature is 122 because I don't want to cook the eggs. I want to dehydrate them. Now it may take a little longer this time because I do have 4 eggs on a tray instead of 2. So it's a little thicker on the tray. So we'll see how that turns out. some water in my bowl. So that was a productive morning so far. So what am I going to do next? I bet you're asking, what is that woman going to do next? Well, I can tell you what I'm going to do next. First, I'm going to check my banana bread. Oh, that smells so good. Oh, I wish you could smell on YouTube. My home smells like banana bread. I'm going to go ahead and put away a few things that I have here set out. And I'm going to bring over some mason jars. And I'm going to bring over some cleaned and sanitized spaghetti sauce jars. And you're saying, what is she going to do? I know that's what you're thinking. I know that's what you're thinking. Well, we need some dried beans to take to camp, and I don't want them in the bag. I'm going to take some pinto beans. I love brown beans with some ham cooked in them, and then some brown beans, ham, and cornbread for dinner. So we're going to make us a quart jar of pinto beans. Again, we're still week 1. I'm doing all my prep, and I'm going to do some of this prep in week 1 because, well, I'm getting ready to go grocery shopping. So I'm doing 2 things while I'm multitasking. I'm doing my week 1 prep, getting ready to go on our first camping trip this year, open the camper and go camping for probably a month or longer. So I'm doing that. I'm doing laundries. I'm doing dehydrating. I'm doing things like getting my dried products ready, because these will store very easy in the pantry, and I don't have to worry about rodents getting into the package. So I'm putting them in a quart jar and putting my lid on. And these will store nicely in my pantry. Oh, I might have got too many in there. Oh no, it's alright. And these will store nicely in my pantry. And I will have dried beans, and I do not have to worry about rodents. So there is some pinto beans, and I'm going to go ahead and use my little spaghetti sauce jars that I've washed and sanitized. Great Northern beans. I like to have a little variety of beans whenever I go camping. And that is not going to, my funnel is not going to fit on this one. So, I did order another funnel for this purpose. This is one of the new funnels that came in my package that I had online on one of my lives just recently. Isn't that handy? So that is going to give me some great northern beans, some pinto beans, and my husband just absolutely loves this 15 bean soup. So I'm going to just put it in a regular, not wide mouth, jar. And I'm just going to do it just like it is here in the package. And it comes in the package with this little seasoning package. And that is like a little ham flavor. So it's already packaged with the beans. So I'm just going to add that right into my jar, my mason jar. And since it was already packaged with the beans, I'm just going to package it right along with the beans. So that is going to give me one jar of the 15 bean soup. So this will make a real nice crock pot of 15 bean soup. I have some great northern beans, which I love to do just plain with a meal. Or I will cook these and make these into the most scrumptious homemade baked beans. And of course we have our pinto beans or brown beans. So all of these are now in a mason jar. Nothing can get in them. They're rodent free. So I can put these in my pantry and I do not have to worry about anything getting into my dried beans. And I don't have to worry about spoilage because they are just dried beans. And then I'm going to do my last jar of lima beans, or butter beans. Some people like to call them butter beans. So that is going to give me a nice variety of dried beans. And yes, I'm still here. I didn't go anywhere. Okay, so let me move all this around a little bit. So now, as I'm starting to fill up my totes, I can just set all of my jars in. So I'll have some pinto beans, some lima beans, some Great Northern beans, and a 15 bean soup with the flavor packet, just like it came in the package. And then I will have 2 jars of the frozen peas that I dehydrated, 2 jars of the frozen corn that I have, and this is just whole corn that I've dehydrated, mixed vegetables that I've dehydrated. Now all of these vegetables were frozen. I dehydrated them frozen. And I have a quart jar and then almost a pint of my dehydrated white mushrooms. So I'm really getting a nice start. And these will store so nice in the pantry at the camper, and you don't have a whole lot of space. And they're rodent free, and you don't have to worry about any spoilage. They have already been dehydrated, plus they have an oxygen absorber in each one of the dehydrated vegetables. It's way down in there, but I'm sure you can see it. So, wow. And that just takes up about that much room. So one small tote, I can put these in it and just set them in the tote. And they're going to travel nice whenever I'm headed to the camper. So they're easy for traveling. I don't have to worry about a package breaking and spilling all over while I'm traveling to get to the camper. And once I get to the camper, I can set them in the pantry and they're rodent free. So, wow. And then, of course, we're working on the powdered eggs. And we have the powdered milks, the whole milk and the 2%. And they are also in the mason jars. So we have all of those ready. Quick and easy. Isn't that awesome? And I do have a bigger jar here. So when I get done dehydrating my eggs, I'm going to move them to this pint jar. But that's what I'm doing. Oh yes, it is Friday. It is Friday, y'all. And I'm almost done with week 1. Getting ready. I don't know what happened there. It kicked off. So, we're almost done with week 1. We'll see how it goes. So I'll have 3 more weeks to prepare for camping. And I really like this little funnel. As you've seen, this one will not fit on like my little spaghetti sauce jars that I've washed and sanitized, ran through the dishwasher. You've seen these little funnels here. Their regular standard canning funnel will not fit on this. So I did purchase the smaller funnel and it works perfect. Absolutely perfect. So, thumbs up for this. This was the first time trying this one, and that's why I purchased this particular one. So I think that's everything I was going to get into this morning. And all that banana bread smells so good. So good. So I will now be doing a kitchen cleanup. My dishwasher just got finished. And so I can unload that dishwasher. I can put everything in here that I made my mess with this morning and do my kitchen cleanup. So we'll see how that goes. I'm gonna reheat my coffee a little bit. And I need to go sit down and take a break. The kitchen cleanup will be done. In between, I will have 2 loaves of banana bread that is made. And of course, I've been working on doing my freezer rotations. Now when I come in here, Ryder's probably going to come over and sit with Mama. And you will get to see how cute he looks with his grooming. He is just adorable. See, I have to have a sweater now because Mama had that groomer to take off all my beautiful, beautiful hair. He looks so different. And now you can see how absolutely tiny, tiny my little Ryder is. This is my beautiful Maltese. And now I am completely groomed and ready for my first camping trip. My very first camping trip. Yes. And yesterday the temperature dropped, so he was a little chilly. He's used to having all of his fur. You want this one? Okay. So he's adjusting to not having all of that beautiful, beautiful fur. So anyway, that's what I'm doing today. So now I'm going to sit back and relax a little bit, drink some coffee. And since the little one just woke up, I'm sure he'll need to go POTTY. He was such a good boy sleeping in his bed while Mama was busy in the kitchen. He is such a wonderful, wonderful little boy. Yes, he is. You see the kitty? Yes. So, I've been on here for quite some time, so I'm going to go ahead and hop off of here and take my little one to POTTY. Because he definitely, I think, needs to go POTTY. But is that sweater not absolutely adorable? And I'm glad I did get the extra small because he's so tiny, but it does fit him quite well, and it is a heavy one. For if the temperature dropped really low yesterday. So anyway, we're going to hop off of here, and I'm going to take him to the POTTY. I'm going to enjoy some coffee, and then I'm going to come back in and do a kitchen cleanup. So, thank you for joining me if you stopped in. If you haven't, please like and subscribe. I just like to know that you enjoy what I'm putting out, and my daughter is the one that was encouraging me to do some cooking and baking. So I added that to the channel. So if I'm doing anything and you like the recipe, please use the recipe. And the banana bread recipe that we used today, no, Himaskapati, is from the Betty Crocker Christmas book recipe book. So I'm going to go ahead and hop off of here, and I'm going to get some more things done, some more laundry done, rest my leg, and enjoy the rest of my morning. So, another productive morning. Week 1 almost over. So week 1 of prepping, getting all my preparations done to go camping. So I will have 3 more weeks. But if I know Mr. Mr. Z, even though he said 4 weeks, he could come in 3 weeks and say, oh, let's just go ahead and go. Let's go ahead and go. I'm ready to go. So I want to be almost a week ahead, if I can, on some of my prep. So I'm trying to do my freezer rotation in my kitchen here at home, and then my big freezer as well. And I'm trying to get all of that rotated because whenever I go grocery shopping this time, I will be grocery shopping for both here and for the camper for the camping trip. So, I'm trying to do as much of the rotation in the freezers as I can. And that's why I did the banana bread today. And I wanted to try out the dehydrated egg powder and see what I thought of it with banana bread. So that was another experiment. So like I always say, don't be afraid to go in the kitchen and try new things. Have fun. Enjoy your kitchen. Experiment. Try new things. It's fun. And as always, be kind. Be kind to one another. We need to see more of that. So he's getting impatient. I'm going to hop off of here and take him to the POTTY because he was sleeping while I was in the kitchen. And he definitely you need to go potty. Yes. Say, Mama, I need to go potty. I do. So, till next time, I'm going to hop off of here and I will see you next time. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the sunshine. And if you can, go outside. Get some vitamin D. It's good for you. It's good for your skin. And it's good for your soul. So, till next time, bye-bye, everyone. Enjoy your day. Bye-bye.